Hello everyone, hope you all are doing good. My name is Manchausan and these videos are brought to you by Mario. So for this video, we are going with Cloud Backend for Digital Trial Safety Monitoring Boards. So Cloud Backend refers to infrastructures that usually softwares and applications have, but everything is on the cloud, meaning we are using cloud services and some of the services will be discussed in this video, specifically in the context of digital trial safety monitoring boards. When the data says stop, in 2001, gene therapy trial was halted. A safety monitoring board reviewed interim data and found the pattern of harm no one anticipated. The trial was stopped, not because researchers wanted to, but because the data demanded it. This is the DSBM's job: review accumulating data and decide whether a trial should continue, be modified, or be stopped for the benefit or harm. What happens when safety data is live, streaming, and coming from thousands of patients across multiple continents? And the board needs to act now. So, obviously, this would include the scaling part we talked about, that your software has millions of users and everything is coming from every direction that there is. So, there should be a way to scale it to millions of users. And this is exactly what cloud helps in. The fax machine in age of fiber, statistician, the normal flow is this. Okay, statisticians run analysis, PDF report generated, physical packet sent, board convenes, written recommendation. Analogy: managing air traffic control by collecting handwritten logs from each pilot, mailing them to a central office, and then scheduling a committee meeting to decide if plane should land differently next month. The problem? Safety signals can emerge in days. Quarterly PDF review cycles is not just slow, it can be dangerous. Digital DSBM systems replace this with real-time cloud-backed dashboard. The kitchen you never see. When you open a restaurant app and see your order update in real time, you're seeing the front end. The back end is everything happening behind the screen. So the back end is actually what holds the infrastructure. The skin you see on a human is the front end, and the organs that help it, the organs that help functioning, is basically the backend is where trial data lives, get queried, get secured, and get served to the right people with the right permission in real time. Amplify is a contractor, not a building. So AWS Amplify is a service and it is known as the contractor because a contractor who brings pre-built modules and assembles them to your spec. So it has everything in it. It has incognito. AWS has that incognito service which is used for logging in, signing in, and all these things. Amplify has this native connection to it. Then we have API layer, then we have DynamoDB, another Amazon service used for database. Amplify has like one of the easiest hosting for front ends. It is just one GitHub command which acts as a trigger and then your application goes live. Real time PubSub is their role based access. If you have different roles, then that can be also achieved. A database that thinks differently. We have two things, SQL and NoSQL. So SQL, every drawer has same structure, every file follows a fixed template, rigid schema required upfront, join queries across the multiple tables. Whereas how DynamoDB helps, every node can have different shape, retrieve instantly by label key, schema is optional, flexible attributes, single table design for performance. Now you cannot say that DynamoDB being a NoSQL is better than SQL. It is totally how your data is and how you want your data. Since it is beneficial for other things, for transactions. If you have an e-commerce store, it is perfect for that because everything follows the same schema. And if you're using NoSQL DynamoDB for e-commerce, you would be doing a mistake. So you cannot say why is this better and this is not better. So it's all dependent upon the use case. And since we are dealing with patients and stuff, they can have semi-structured data. It doesn't have to be a proper structure, right? Core Dynamo concepts: table, item, partition key, sort key, and attributes. Table, the wall holds all items. Item, the one single entity, the entry. Partition key, the label for instant retrieval. Sort key, secondary label for ranged queries. Attributes, clinical use partition key is equal to, this is an example, partition key is equal to patient ID. Sort key, the time you sort key can be timestamp. This is mostly in order instantly. Designing the safety events table. Okay, if we were designing a safety event for our use case, which is the for the monitoring, so this is how we would attribute for it. What would be the partition key? Patient ID, event type, severity grade, resolved, or site ID. This is how a typical monitoring board would look like, database would look like. Enforcing blinding at the infrastructure layer. Blinding is not hidden by the front end, it is enforced by the back end. So there are some validations. Front end isn't usually used for validations because that is a client side thing. And mostly the brain related stuff happens on the back end, on the server side. It is enforced by the backend. Even if someone intercepts the API, it can be filtered. Okay, how it works: login, Cognito Science group, issues JWT with group claims, API checks token on every request, dynamic DynamoDB query scope to the role. So if somebody logins admin, and then there is a teacher, okay, like a lower faculty member. Now these two of them do permissions. Every API call, their role is checked, and it is also checked that they have the in their permission the database would not reply in the same way it would reply to the admin because they lack permissions for it. Everything is validated by the backend. From polling to pushing, the smoke alarm model. Polling. Is there anything new asked every 5 minutes, like checking your smoke detector every morning to see if subscriptions. WebSockets push data to connected clients the moment it changes. When something changes, you are told immediately, the smoke alarm model. If it wouldn't be practical if chatting apps were like polling based. After okay, for 10 seconds you would be completely blocked. But WebSocket, they are told immediately. Real-time signal flow, SEA logged by site, Dynamo received an item, stream into Lambda, threshold check, AppSync broadcast, BSDemon dashboard. Clinical example, 3 patients at the time at the same site report sudden vision loss within 48 hours. The old system, next quarterly report, under within the minutes of third event being logged. Putting all pieces together, combine to form a infrastructure to form a full architecture for hosting, DynamoDB for database. Then we have Lambda. This is another serverless function. AppSync for real-time push notification. Cognito, again related to auth, and CloudTrail for the HIPAA and those, because obviously these servers health and which require very strict policies and governance. This was it for this lecture. For the practical part, I have designed a document with step-by-step implementation of this, and going through, if you want, you would be able to design this database and implement this and upload this on the cloud. That along with this video. So thank you so much. See you guys in another video.